love bugs. Every time I start to film one of these, I don't finish it because I'm the worst. But I have a crazy busy day. I'm getting ready for Reno. Connor is already in Reno, and I'm getting my meals packed for the trip so that tonight I can go to bed early, because tomorrow I fly out at like 5:30 in the morning. And so that being said, I would like to get to bed. You guys won't feel drunk watching this. So I figured I would take you through my process for getting my meals packed, knowing that tomorrow, even if the fact that I'm getting there like 10 a.m. local time is wonderful, but I want to have my food prepared for the whole day so that there's no urgency to cook when I get there. So what I just did was put a bowl on the scale and weigh out my protein for the meals that I do. Turkey, which is majority of my meals, and then I have a red meat meal, and that's always my final meal. So that one I'm gonna just cook there because I don't wanna open steak or ground beef today and waste the rest of it. And then one protein powder meal. My lovely husband left me exactly 3 Ziploc bags. Luckily, I live in the same parking lot as a Publix, so I'm gonna go get bags and then finish my packing. But what that's gonna look like is my intras are already actually in Reno, which is nice. I did that the other day. I have to grab my supplements. I have to finish packing my meals for tomorrow. And then I already sent Connor with my clothes, so that's nice. But I do have to just do like cook my veg, pack up my carbs into these or separate, just depending on what the meal looks like. And then I don't like eating cold egg, so I might just sub that. I'm trying to decide. I might just cook there because that's typically my meal 4, and because I get there so early, I'll have grocery shop, trained, and done all the things. So I'm thinking that's what I'll do. Fuck it, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pack up my Legion electrolytes and my supplements. I bring my fish oil from them, which is the Triton. I'm gonna bring some Ascend because it's gonna be a long weekend. And I have my posing suit. I have a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. So I'll go through what I pack as a bodybuilder in prep with having to be, you know, prepared, obviously. I will have a kitchen when I get there, so that alleviates a lot of things. But unfortunately, with a long travel day, a 3-hour time difference, and the patience of a squirrel, I'm going to be utterly and overly prepared so that I don't hate myself when I get there. That being said, I'm cooking my meal 1 for today while I have a break, and move all my meals up at least like an hour today, just because, again, I'm trying to go to bed nice and early. So for that reason, I'm gonna get that done, and I'll keep you guys updated, but I'm gonna go pack or cook my meal 1, and you don't need to hang with me for that. We are so back. I just went to Publix. I have bags now, and I'm weighing out my banana, and I weighed out all the sweet potato that was in the container and then added up all my sweet potato for today and tomorrow. And unfortunately, I'm short. So I'm making 1 sweet potato, and I'll deal with the rest when I get to Reno. Dogs want to be monkeys today, but they haven't all week, so that's annoying. So this is my pre for tomorrow, which I will eat in Reno at some point and train. And then I need, this is probably gonna cap off my sweet potato. Also, I like manhandle my food and I don't use utensils, and I need to know if other bodybuilders do this or if this is like there's something fucking wrong with me, because like, why am I just raw dogging grabbing this sweet potato with my fingers? The middle of this isn't super cooked. I'm wondering if maybe I should throw that in the oven, but it's gonna have to be a non-issue. Like, necessary? Probably not. That's my pre. My English muffin is wrapped for tomorrow. I'll toast it at the house, but luckily I ran out of English muffins today, and I eat them only on my glute days, so had 1 to pack. She's here. I guess maybe I will just put the nut butter on that today, so that I'm gonna have to buy nut butter there. I just don't know when I'm gonna go to the grocery store, but Connor said there's a Sprouts a half mile from the Airbnb, so maybe I'll do that when I land and then I'll just train right after that. I'm packing my salt as well as I'll pack my spoons that are pre-measured for the quantities I use throughout my day, so that way I can just scoop. It keeps it consistent because my scale doesn't pick up anything less than 3 grams, I've noticed, until there's like weight on the scale, which sucks. And then beef I'll get there. Veg I'll cook tonight because I don't want to make a mess of it right now. Camera stopped tracking me. Hello. This is a fun game to play, I suppose. Hello? Hello? We are actually in a really good spot. I'll do the rest of my packing in a little bit. I have a sweet potato cooking, which is a lot of my food, not gonna lie, I do sweet potatoes a lot. Oh, I can do my cereal. So let's see. Have any cereal tomorrow because I do English muffin, but just to make my life easy, because I use it on some other days, I'm just gonna pack just the bag. It'll probably get a little crunchy, but then I have it and I don't have to buy a whole box of cereal there. And what I'll probs do is just pack this Tupperware to eat out of while I'm away. That will do. So now it won't get crushed, and now I have a Tupperware to eat out of on my trip, because you don't realize how shitty it is to not have a fucking bowl when you get on a trip and you're like, I guess I'm eating out of the plastic bag, which is really inconvenient. So this will be key. My dogs can have some cereal. See how cute they are? You want some cereal? Well, where's the Shelby? You want some? You want it? We have this evil one over here, because we separate them, but there's some cereals. Is that good? I thought of something else. I can do my protein right now, which I'm just gonna do the amount I do for Thursday's tomorrow's meal, Friday, Saturday. We fly home Sunday. Okay, so I'm gonna do 4. Because oh, I'm pretty sure we land at like midnight on Sunday. Fucking hell. All right, so I am gonna do my 4 bags of protein. And then in the one for tomorrow, actually, no, I was gonna say I'll put my blueberries directly in it. But I'm gonna leave the blueberries in their plastic john they come in, just because I don't want them absolutely squished and gross. I split my protein 2 different flavors, so I'm just gonna do half in all 4 bags and take it off the scale and do half, because otherwise I'm gonna be on, off, on, off, on, off. And yeah, I mean, it seems like a lot of work, but 1, I can't miss, so this is like just what I have to do. 2, I know I feel good on my food, so I don't wanna miss. 3, you're either gonna do it when you get there, or you're gonna do it now, or you're gonna hate how you feel and look. So for me, it makes the most sense to just do it when I'm home on home turf. Turf, why is that funny? And then I don't have to care about it. So I am doing it today. And I mean, bodybuilders know this. We can't just be like, oh, I'll figure it out when I get there. But lifestyle clients, you guys, it's gonna depend on what kind of trip it is, if you should figure it out when you get there. You know what I mean? Like, if you're just going to like visit family and you have access to a kitchen, like, there's really not an excuse for you to be off plan, quite frankly. Because there's no need for you to make every trip like a complete holiday. And the goal is that this fits into your life. Sure, go out to dinner when you're there, or like have an extra free meal while you're there, or do some swaps so that you can buy less groceries when you're there, but don't just like say fuck the plan, because then you come home and you have like regret, remorse, whatever. When there's a setting for it, you know, if you're going on a vacation and like once of a lifetime honeymoon, like family, huge thing you guys have been planning for years. Different scenario, but for just like the average, like, oh, weekend trip to go see a friend or whatever, there's no reason why for a 3-day trip you should have 12 offline meals. It's just not necessary. And you're gonna regret it when you come home, truthfully. So, my scale is now covered in protein powder, love. But I have my 4 days of protein, my pre-workout meal tomorrow. I know this looks disgusting. I'll add almond butter to it. Just do that right now. No, the reason I didn't want to do that is because I don't want it all over the bag. No, I'm going to do that there. Blueberries will stay in here. Cereal in here. And then protein's here. I'm going to go back in and add my carbs and whatnot for tomorrow into these bags once my sweet potato is cooked. But other than that, like, we are basically ready. And that took me, like, in totality, probably 30 minutes, just spread out in multiple sessions. So. Well, I look jacked, so that's cool. For anyone who wants to know what I do supplementation-wise, I try to bag as much of it as possible. So this is just all L-theanine because I go through a lot of it, didn't want to bring a bottle. All my AM subs, labeled of course. My PM subs, glutamine in a bag. Protein. This needs to go in the fridge. And then with that, I'm gonna actually just try and get it all to fit in my shaker. That has to come with me. I don't know why she keeps, subject lost, babe, I'm right here. Okay, right here. I'm gonna try and get these all in this shaker because the more space that I don't take up unnecessarily, the better. And then, yeah, that should work. Yeah. Look at that. Then I have my bottle of activated charcoal peptides here that I'll just slip. Yeah, because I won't need that for the flight. This I'm gonna keep in my purse because I'm an anxious girl. I'm not even talking into the mic. For if you didn't hear that. I just slid all of my subs into the shaker, including my peptides. My activated charcoal, L-theanine, I'll keep with me on the flight because I'm an anxious girl. And then protein, glutamine, I will just throw in my carry-on. And other than that, I have this handy dandy guy for my syringes for my peptides. So there's ice packs in here, keeps it cool so that they don't spoil. This is just like a diabetic travel case, so this will stay with me. And that pretty much sums it up, babies. Other than food, I will do finish later. But yeah, I mean, it's really this easy. Screw this on, throw it in a bag, and we are getting somewhere. And luckily it's 10:55 a.m. and I'm almost done. And so tonight, the only thing I have to worry about is going the fuck to sleep, honestly, which is wonderful. And then I have my extra food scale that, even though Connor brought one, just in case I need one for my travel day, can never have enough food scales, so ain't mad about that. I have a small break from calls, so my sweet potatoes are cooked and I just put them in my Ziplocs. I know it looks super appetizing. I'm gonna salt my meals now so that I don't have to think about it while I'm traveling tomorrow. And then, like I mentioned earlier, I use this so that it's accurate each time. And I have one for 1 gram and I have one for 2 grams. So I am getting everything set up here. The only thing I'm gonna do later is cook my veg and then put the veg in here. But all my meals are set, and then I'm just gonna put my extra sweet potato in a Ziploc and bring it with me. And then less I have to cook when I get there. Super, super easy. And that's pretty much the haps. I just am cooking my second meal, and I have a posing client in a few minutes. another work call. Then I'm gonna run and get a new suitcase because me and Connor threw out our travel suitcase because it was like kind of busted. Kind of regretting that because it would save me a trip on a day like today, but we're gonna get it done because it's much colder in Reno than we thought. And so he's like, can you bring me this? Can you bring me this? And I'm like, babe, I don't have room. Because like I said, I sent my bag already. And my plan was just to bring my necessities in a carry-on. But now that my necessities have grown to having to pack for a triple extra large man in the winter, I gotta go buy a bag. So that's on my agenda for the evening. And then chill, sleep, wake up at the crack of dawn, get a good night's rest, all the good stuff. Coach just replied to my check-in before. He's happy. Ultimately, we know we have work to do, but my body had like a weird issue that I don't want to get into the details of for no reason other than there's just some stuff I keep to myself. And we got that addressed, so my scale weight is actually moving again. And so now that that is the case, we're in a good spot. That being said, I'm gonna go eat this meal. Bye. I swear, if I could be productive, that's a lie. I'm too productive. It's just that I have so much going on right now. I bounce from like thing to thing in a matter of like 11 and a half seconds, which is like not great. One day this is gonna work when I do that and it's gonna actually do what it needs to do. That being said, I'm now cooking my veg. I've gotten my ass absolutely mollywopped on work today, which like made the day go by super fast, but I did say I was gonna eat my meals earlier. And I'm an hour and a half late on this meal. So Summer will not be going to bed at the time that she had previously said in her brain, because what I will not do is slam my meals together and fuck my digestion all day. But I am fully packed, which is like a beautiful thing, and I'm gonna sweep the floors even though that means nothing because by the time I'm home it won't matter, and my dogs shed like absolute banshees. And yeah, my last meal was a Ninja Creamy, if you know you know, but I closed a deal today, so that's what's been keeping me busy, because I was initiating onboarding, and that's why I'm late on eating right now, but it's okay. So I'm cutting up a ton of zook and throwing it in the air fryer for both tonight and tomorrow. Have to cook some asparagus and get that going. And then honestly, everything else is done, which is like a blessing because I'm ready to fucking sleep. In addition to all the other shit I did today, I'm already at my steps and I am packed, and I went to Target and bought the suitcase that I needed and made Connor a Ninja Creamy because he wants that when he gets home on Sunday night, which is psychotic because it'll be midnight, but you know what, I'm not gonna argue with him, it's peak week. I'm just gonna shower, blow dry my hair, take out the garbage so that it's all the chores are done. So that way I can rest peacefully in my bed with an everything shower and my clean sheets and my big bundle of asparagus. But yeah, I hope that this video was not only chaotic for you, but helpful. I really wanted it to be understandable how I pack my meals, which I'll try to make sure when I edit it that it sounds like a realistic thing. But yeah, we can say, so food for tomorrow that doesn't need to be refrigerated is in my suitcase. I packed some extra hoodies because Connor said he's shivering his ass off. Brought the big boy some hoodies. And I'm just, like I said, I'm gonna shower, finish cooking these veggies, and everything else is done and accounted for. And then when I get there, I'm gonna buy fruit, veg, whatever I need to get through the remainder of the 2 days I'm there. And I'm doing all of this just for 2 days. So keep that in mind when you're like, oh, I don't wanna, it's a pain in the ass, but Sunday morning I'll wake up and look like how I look and there won't be any variables. And that's what's important to me, at least. Trying to think of if I have any last minute words of wisdom, but I really don't, and I'm burning out fast. So this is the end of my rope. No, I'm kidding, but yeah, actually, toodles.